Hey, so today I'm not here, but I wanted to make sure you didn't miss my voice too much, so I thought I'd leave this video. Um, I'm up in Michigan today for my sister's wedding, and I'll be back on Wednesday. So today we're looking at the Feast of Tabernacles, Jesus coming and speaking to the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles, I know you've already kind of walked through a little bit earlier in this Nearpod presentation, but the Feast of Tabernacles, they would build these tents, these like little booths, or sukkahs that they would build, and they would do all of these different rituals, spend time in prayer, and all their meals would be spent in these booths. And two of the main elements that they would do are found here in the Feast of Tabernacles that Jesus speaks to directly and says, both of these elements that you have been focusing on for the last however many hundreds of years, both point to me. So here we go in John chapter 7, we look at starting at verse 37. We're here on the left hand side. Now on the last day of the great feast, Jesus stood and cried out, saying, "If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. He who believes in me, as the Spirit said, from his innermost being will flow rivers of living water." But he spoke of the Spirit whom those who believed in him were to receive, for the Spirit was not yet given, because Jesus was not yet glorified. So Jesus takes this main element. Every year at the Feast of Tabernacles, one of the main elements is water, and they would basically take water that they would basically parade through the city to their booth, their tent, and they would dump it out and make a drink offering, remembering that God provided for them water in the middle of the desert. That He provided for them. They had the shelters that they would make to signify them being kind of mobile and on the go and following the Lord. And He provided water for them every single day. And water for us is not a big deal. We don't even think about it twice, because we have drinking fountains at every hallway, all over the place. We have bathrooms with running water. We have large bodies of water all the way around us. We have, we can get water whenever we want to. We go to the store, we buy it, it's in abundance. But for them, in the desert, in the wilderness, there was no water, and God provided for it. And so Jesus looks in John chapter 7, verse 37, and he says, "If anyone's thirsty, the water that God provided for you then is me. Today, I am the water. If you're thirsty, you come to me, and you'll never be thirsty again." This main element that you have been talking about, and this ceremony you've been doing, has all been speaking towards me, the Messiah. And then we fast forward, and we look in John chapter 8. We just go up a little bit, and we go to John chapter 8, looking at verse 12. And Jesus says, remember, the second element is light. And he says, "Then Jesus spoke again to them, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." The second element was light. And they would light a candle, a lamp, and they would do this all together to remember that God guided them with a pillar of fire by night, cloud by day, fire by night. And they would light this lamp together in this ceremony to signify God providing for them. And Jesus then says, "Listen, the way that the Lord led you then, the light, I am the light, and I will lead you. If you turn to me, you will never walk in darkness." Jesus is speaking to them, and He is trying to show them through Scripture. We see in Isaiah chapter 11, we see Isaiah chapter 35, we see the prophet speaking towards the day when the Messiah will come, and all the things he's speaking of are things that Jesus has done, like we looked at yesterday in the last class with the miracles. He's done all of those things, and he's just one more way. He's showing them that the word, that God's word, that the prophets, that they were all speaking about Him. Have a great day. Go easy on your sub, and I will see you when I get back.